Hey guys, Clifton Bradley right here, Kissel Kraft Pro. What I want to share with you today is one of the important things about crankbait fishing. If you notice right here on the diagram, today we're going to be fishing some rock piles. If you make that little short cast, by the time that crankbait reaches its maximum depth, it's already on its way up. The longer the cast, the longer the bait goes down, and today we're going to be bumping these rocks up the river. Another thing I like about the Kissel Kraft is it's a lifetime warranty. And if you notice right here, this is a bright chartreuse because it matches my truck and also matches my boat. And that's what you get in a custom built rod. This particular rod is an MB 941 crankbait specialty rod. I want you to notice how this rod loads up all the way back here to where we can get the maximum depth when we cast. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of baits that we're going to be using and a couple of things, something else about the Kissel Kraft rods. If you notice right here where the hook keeper is, it's very important to me because when you're on a boat that's got carpet, I always like for that hook keeper to be right here on top, especially on your crankbaits, because as the rod sets down, your hook is up off of that carpet. We'll be throwing a chatterbait, which is a custom rod built for that chatterbait and spinnerbaits. And of course, you already know about the MB 941, my favorite crankbait rod. Another bait we got is a top water. And this rod's designed for top water fishing. It's got that real fast tip, but a lot of backbone. So I also got it spooled up with braid with a monofilament leader. So whenever I make it long cast, I still have that good fast tip for the action. And you get the long cast also. As many of you know about the whopper plopper, it's a hard bait to throw. You've got to have a heavy rod with a kind of a medium action tip to control the casting and target fishing with it. Today we'll be throwing top water baits, whopper plopper, crankbaits, and that chatterbait. We'll see you on the water. Hey guys, one of the cool things that I love about the Lowrance product, but what I usually do is I'll split the screen. I'll have one zoomed in right here and one zoomed out. Now on this one right here, you can go way out, and what that does, it tells me where I'm headed. And what this one does, lets me know if there's any obstacles, any shoals, any high places on the lake. I'll give you some more information in just a second. Y'all take care and we'll catch some fish. See ya. I tell you what, folks, with the Kissel Kraft rod, I want you to watch how far I can launch this crankbait.
So your ability to cast that thing that far has to do with the rod.
Absolutely.
And that's a Kissel Kraft rod.
Yes, sir. It allows that crankbait to load up when you cast it. It's just like right now, I'm coming through the rocks and I can feel every rock. And what I do is just slow that retreat down. One thing you got to be aware of is when you're fishing a river system and you're pulling that crankbait against the current, as it's coming down, if a fish grabs it, a lot of times he'll grab that crankbait and he'll go down current. So it'll be wobbling and you'll be feeling that wobble in that crankbait, then all of a sudden it just goes dead, and what happens is that bass grabs it and turns, and then you feel him. A lot of times if you don't set the hook, then you'll miss them. I can feel everything. A lot of people ask me, been asked several times about the glass rods compared to the fiberglass rods compared to the graphite. Well, I like the graphite just simply for the reason you fish in a river like this, you actually feel that fish inhale that crankbait. And that line is usually the first thing that hits the cover. And when you got a rod and you can't feel it, then you don't know what's coming up. And so I'm a big fan of the graphite rods for you just feel more. And you can see at rod tip, I'm digging them rocks coming down. Yeah, with it MB 941 crankbait rod, you can just flat launch that bait. Yeah, it do blow. Well, you're talking about wanting that crankbait now. Anytime they got that bait in their head first, that's a hungry fish right there. He engulfed that thing. I'm gonna have to do a little bit. Look how he took that bait. He took it head first. Oh yeah, a nice little bass. But like I said, I want you to look. That's usually not what we get in here, but it's a good sign. I love my crankbait rod. And there'll be more activity. Let's run on up. Hey guys, I tell you what we've had to do. We have left the crankbait hole. We've come farther up this river. And what I've got up here is I've still got the rock piles out deeper. And I'm going to be throwing a little top water, and I'm also going to be throwing that chatterbait. And I'll tell you what, Kissel Kraft or spinnerbait, chatterbait rod is unbelievable. You got to have a lot of backbone, and you got to have that little quick tip. A fast tip is what we go. And also, if everything goes good, we may get a big fish on that whopper plumper. So y'all stay tuned. Kissel Kraft rod, chatterbait. Just good little football fish.
Kissel Kraft rod.
Chatterbait and Kissel Kraft rods.
Say that again?
Chatterbait and that Kissel Kraft rods. You can't beat it. Another good one. One of these are not as big as.
You see, not as big, huh?
These are small compared to what was getting in here the other day. But they're still good fish. Little footballs.
Hey.
Yo.
How'd you get that?
Kissel Kraft rod and that chatterbait.
Clifton.
Yes, sir.
How many rods does a seasoned fisherman usually have in his arsenal?
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I know a lot of the top touring pros, you know, they'll carry as many as 40, 50 rods. A lot of those rods is stored in their truck or their vehicle. When I go fish a tournament, I'll carry as many as 42. Now, if you see me out there with 10, 12, 14 rods on the deck, you know I'm having a hard day. If you see me with about 4 or 5 baits, you know I'm dialed into something.
And right now, you have 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah. A couple things I want to tell you about this Kissel Kraft rod. You can have them custom built any way you want. I got a good friend of mine who's a Florida Gators guy. His wife had him one made with a Florida Gators wrap, which is the colors just what, blue and red, blue and orange. But you can have it wrapped any way, any kind of grip you want. My hands is short, so I like the skeleton grip here. And I also like for that hook placement to be right here above the handle. Jason, let's see if we can't fire this out here and catch one. we're going to try a little top water. We're starting to get a little current moving. It's always important to find these current breaks. Jason, if you'll look right over here, you'll notice we got the island, and right in behind this, you got a little eddy. And right as that current hits the face of that island, it's usually pretty good. Whenever you're working that spook, it's important to have that extra fast tip on it. And that's one of the rods that Kissel Kraft has designed. Another good example, I've got a Kissel Kraft rod out here. It was designed for that big, heavy whopper plopper. Let's see if we can't get a fish on it. Well, you're talking about a wicked looking bait now, buddy. That one right there is, it's a heavy bait. Can you see it coming through the water?
Yeah.
Been a lot of money won on that bait. I don't know what it is about this bait rod here, whether they think it's a baby duck. I don't know, but I'm telling you, it catches some big fish. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's short clip. We've had a lot of storms coming in and out. We've been dodging rain, so we'd fish a little while, go in a little while, fish a little while, go in a little while. And it looks like we got another thunderstorm coming. Y'all take care. God bless. See you on the water.